my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll always know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away.
This morning, we're going to be talking about self-coaching. And to be honest, I'm not really sure what it's about or what it involves. So, you're the expert. Tell us what self-coaching means.
So self-coaching, a little bit like just talking to yourself and, talking out loud.
Yes.
My background is executive coaching. And in coaching in general, it's really about helping someone get from one place to another, get clear about what's important to them, and
Right.
then take some action to do something different, and then work out, are things working the way that I really want them to? So as an external coach to someone, you're asking them questions that will help people go into themselves and say, what's important to me, and how am I going to move forward?
Sure.
Self-coaching is the same principle.
Mm-hmm.
But really what you're doing is tapping into your own thoughts, your own way of understanding yourself, and helping yourself be really brutally honest about what's important to you. If there's something that's bugging you and something that's not working in your life, hurting you and stopping you from enjoying your life fully, we all have a natural instinct to kind of pause, I think, when things aren't going well.
Right.
So when I say self-coaching, what I mean is let's be really clear about what it is that we're asking of ourselves. So here's an example.
I just wonder,
Yeah.
when you're stuck or when you're having difficulties in a situation and when you need to self-coach, well, how do you actually know what's going on with yourself, and therefore, what questions to bring out and discover what's the next step? How do you know what to do?
Yeah. So the starting point for me is I can sense something isn't really working really well in my life.
Right.
So I'll use an example. Relationships.
Oh, big one for all of us, for every person.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So and I'm going to take permission here to say, I married late in life, and I was fully baked as a
That's great.
and so was my husband. And so when we came together as two mature adults, each of us had our different views of the world. So if something isn't quite connecting in those two views, it's totally understandable, because we were
you each had your own baggage, I guess.
Before we our own ideas, our ways of doing things.
Yeah.
So self-coaching for me has been a way to work out what's important to me in this situation, and then to decide, well, is this the one that's worth fighting for, kind of thing. So that's why self-coaching, and how the self-coaching,
how does it work,
really is taking a bit of a pause. I found for myself that I had to have a little bit of a few tools that I would have offered to clients, and I'll just offer a couple of them because I really think, well, maybe three of them, because it's something that you have to keep giving yourself some practice on. It's not,
I was going to say, it's probably something that gets better the more you do it.
Absolutely.
But you need to know what exactly should I do.
Yeah. So the very first thing is, if I'm having a little bit of a, boy, I'm not comfortable here, this is not working for me, I take a little bit of a, okay, what is it about this situation that matters to me? So I take a little bit of a pause, and I use an acronym, and it's WAIT. My pause, WAIT. WAIT stands for, what am I thinking.
Oh.
Wait. So before I can really even focus on what it is that I want to have my partner do differently or for me to feel better about, I have to understand, so what's going on in my head? So what am I thinking? And I might land on, well, I'm thinking that this is a little unfair, or I'm, you know, I'm
Pretty common.
there's not enough time, you know, in my day for myself, or you know, how come the remote's always in over there?
Oh yeah, that's a big one.
So
Yeah.
whatever it is. So what is it? What am I thinking? This is not working for me. I'm thinking that this is not working for me. So the next thing is, and what's important about that? So I ask myself the next level of questions. What's important about that? And if I can, the intuitive answer is always the best answer. What's important about that? Well, the truth is it's not really that important, so I'm just going to let that pass. But of course, the self-coaching is really useful if this is an issue that you
really feel you need to fight
you
for, that
need
you
to-
really need to address.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's right. So the next level of questions is, so what do I want out of this?
Oh.
Because in coaching, as I said before, coaching is all about starting somewhere and finishing somewhere that feels like it's a better place, a happier place.
Moving forward.
Moving forward.
Right.
Coaching is not about understanding why is this happening, what, you know, how come it's happening to me? Because those kinds of questions keep you where you are. You want to move forward. So what's important about this for me, and what's the outcome that I want here?
Well, that's important
What
to
is
ask
it that
yourself, what's the outcome?
What's that?
What do I want to change?
That's right.
Right.
I think the third part of that question is, so what am I thinking? What do I want here?
Yes.
What's my intention? If I'm going to have a conversation about, I'm uncomfortable with this situation, and this is what's happening for me. Are you aware of what that is? And this is what I would like to be done differently. If I'm going to have that conversation, I go into it. It's really important to go into it with the sense of, what do you want out of the conversation? You don't have control over what the other person is going to say or feel, or how they're going to respond. But if your intention is you want things to be better,
yes,
then you have to stay true to that intention and not be pulled aside into arguing or making things worse by continuing the problem and making it go backward.
Also, you know, just igniting that fire that's already there.
Exactly. Poking the bear.
You can make corrections yourself, but you can't be pointing a finger and telling somebody else, look, I don't like this about you.
Exactly. Right.
Because that's not the intent of self-coaching.
Exactly.
It's really bringing tools to yourself and working yourself towards the betterment of the situation.
Because we only have control over our own responses, and we all know that stimulus response, that you have no control over what. So keeping focused on, what am I thinking? I catch myself thinking, they don't understand. My God, you know, what are they thinking? Well, so what I'm thinking is judgment. If I catch myself thinking, what are they thinking?
Like, what's the matter with them?
So what am I thinking helps me come back into myself. So the self-coaching tool, what am I thinking, really helps you to stay in yourself, focused on what's important, focused on the intent of whatever kind of conversation to make things better, and not to go into attack, and not to go into judgment, etc. So those are things to regulate yourself.
But what action actually do you take after you ask those deep questions of yourself?
Right.
Because you want change to happen, and change can't happen without action, or change yourself, or something needs to be actioned.
Part of the pause of, you know, wait, what am I thinking, is to also know, what really matters and what do I need to do differently, or what do I need to let go of. So what do I need to hold on to? What do I need to let go of? That's a part of the moving forward is if I'm going to hold on to something, I might stay stuck.
Yeah.
If I need to be right, and we all know about would you rather be right or rather be happy?
No, exactly. Yeah.
The what do I need to hold on to here question around what's important are often those things that are values based, deeply held values that define in our own self-esteem and our own self-awareness who we are as people. Those are things that we're not likely to want to let go of.
Right. Whereas the remote we might let go of.
Correct. What's important here?
What hill do we want to die on?
What do I need to let go of? What do I want to hold on to?
So I love this an acronym that you have. WAIT it's very useful to stop and to figure out more specifically what's going on, what you're feeling, what's happening. But once you do figure out what's happening, say the situation is such that it warrants change, like you have to take action, you have to do something. So what is the next step then if you're employing self-coaching, if you're using that?
All of us need to be safe in our relationships and our situations, and so we really need to take stock of, is this a situation that I might need some support in? Self-coaching is really the first step for helping us move from one place to another, and then once we get that deeper awareness about, is this really mattering to me? What do I need to hold on to? What do I need to let go of? We then get to that stage of, we need to know, do I need to put some distance between myself and this situation? Or is this something that I can see differently? I can just take a different perspective on. Once you have made that determination and you can say to yourself, I am safe here, this is something I can continue working with, or not. If it's or not, then I really support people in making another choice of getting some additional counseling and some greater insight. Because if we're making personal change, we're making it at a very deep level. We are saying to ourselves, who I am matters, and who I want to be, and how I see my life changing really matters. Those changes don't happen very quickly necessarily. I mean, we can overnight make a decision, but and a change for ourselves. Sometimes the change that's a more lasting change takes a longer time and needs more support. And on deep emotional work, it's really important for people to consider having outside counseling, and whether that is and this is not through friends, this is actually professional counseling.
I was going to ask you whether or not, as a tool for self-coaching, one of the things you could do is talk to your friends or a family member, or even if you're religious, whether it's your pastor or priest or whoever. I mean, how important is it as an earlier step in the process to share, or to get advice, or to counsel, or to talk to friends?
I think that's really important. I think for once you've reached that point of saying, this is a situation that isn't going to go away, and I am I'm hurt by this, or I'm worried about this more than I should be. Going to a friend, going to a loved one to say, the support that I would really appreciate here is support that's going to help me make an important decision, and your role in this is to be a good listener, and what I need from you after that is to help me see what it is that I might not be seeing about this situation. So give them the job of saying, this is what support looks like, because sympathy or empathy is not necessarily going to be the kind of support that helps you move forward. So
like a good listener, you're saying. Somebody who hears from an objective perspective, who knows you, but they're they're not engaged with the hurt.
The outcome is not going to impact them.
That's very important.
So,
right,
and what you
right.
can do to help that loving listener is to give them permission to say, I want you to share with me what it is that you can see that I might not be able to see.
And then the next steps after that
is to take the action.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
what is it that so a great question would be, so Merilyn, knowing me as you do,
Yes.
and being my loved friend,
Yes.
what is it that you can see about my situation that I can't see?
Yes.
That I might be able to take to a counselor or work on for myself. What is it that I need to be looking at that you can see?
And of course
that I
that's
can't
hard between friends.
Absolutely.
I mean, for a lot of people,
Can be.
step alone can be really, really difficult, really challenging, because, you know, as a close friend, you don't want to hurt your friend.
No.
And you're not professional, you don't know exactly how to word, and you don't sometimes know what the situation really feels like from your friend's perspective. So you have to tread carefully with that one. But I know as women, we share so much, so much, and we're open with each other. And we come from a position, most of us, of caring, and that somebody can hear you and hear your situation and not be judgmental, but can just listen is a really healthy step, it seems to me, in going forward with self-coaching. And then you decide whether you can correct the situation within yourself or whether you actually, it's serious enough to get outside counsel, life coaching, psychological help, or whatever you need, counseling of any kind. That's maybe the outcome, but self-coaching is a wonderful tool to start to deal with the challenge that you have. It's a wonderful tool. Thank you so much for being here today and talking to us and giving us some support in this challenging life that we are all leading and a way forward. Thanks so much, Donna.
It's a pleasure.